Hi everyone, John Wild from the Eco Guys here. Let me kind of move things out of my very disorganized work room. You can see down here on the floor there is a videotape. Yep, that's going to be processed and recycled. That right there is one of my cool tools. That is actually a plunger magnet where I can pick up stuff with the magnet, lift it up, don't have to touch it, just hit the plunger and it all falls into the bucket. Isn't that cool? Other than that, just miscellaneous crap around, including this. This here was a dumpster dive find, and we're gonna delve into this. We're gonna micro scrap it real quick, and first let me tell you what it is. It's a wet differential pressure. I guess it's a like a gauge or some kind of meter that differentiates the different pressures of water, because there are two inlets right here, look like either air or water goes into, and then you got some power cord here, and we're going to see what's inside this thing. Just feeling it and taking your trusty dusty magnet and hitting it, the whole case is cast aluminum, so that's a plus so far. Excuse me 1 second, sorry about that. Hey, look at that wound. I got wounds all over me. In the scrapping business, if you didn't bleed, you didn't work. So let's see what's inside this bad boy. Now, someone's already gotten into this in some way, shape, or form, okay? Because it's supposed to have 4 screws and 3 screws are missing. We just got 1 right here, which kind of makes it easy for me. Sorry if I see my wound on my hand right there. Yeah, well, you know what, as I said. Anyway, so we're going to take this metal screw off. That's definitely a metal screw. I'm going to throw it onto my magnet so it stays right there. So let's see what's inside this thing, shall we? Dun da da dun da da dun. Dun da da dun da da dun. Dun da da dun da da. Ta-da! Okay, so let's look at this right here first, and things that we're going to have to do to make this clean for scrapyard. Now there's some kind of square plastic thing right there. I don't know if you see that. So I'm going to press on that. How about that? Now you want to know why I bleed. Anyway, so this whole thing pops up and then peels off. Okay? And that's just garbage right there for the most part. And that's pretty clean until I look on the bottom and I see it's got a gasket. So. And you know, my little flat-headed screwdriver is missing. I don't know what happened to it. So, do as I say, not as I do. I'm going to use my little pair of scissors here to try to pry that out of there. Oh, that wasn't so difficult. Some of these little gaskets can be very hard to pry out. That wasn't so bad. So we're going to pull the gasket out. Gasket go bye-bye. And then we got the clean cast aluminum front of this thing. So there you go. Looking on the inside here, power, signal, COM, remote 0, dry contact, port swap normal. It really still doesn't describe what this thing does, but I'm sure it's some kind of it says wet differential, so I'm assuming this is some kind of box that regulates pressure, water pressure of some kind. All right, because as I look inside, let's take a look-see-poo here. These two things right here, this is definitely brass. If not copper, more than likely they're brass. I'm looking here at the scrape that I did it. These are looking a heck of a lot like copper, but I believe they're brass. And then we got a board on the inside there. Got a wire going into that board. This is the most uncomfortable thing to put my elbows on. Now we got this piece of, now the base itself is cast aluminum. We got this piece right here where the wires go in and out, and it's also cast aluminum, but since there's no other metal on it, and it's pure cast aluminum, I'm going to keep that on there. I'm not going to remove that. It can go with this. It's all cast aluminum, so it can go. So we need to remove this board, and as I'm looking here, it's got 1 screw holding it in. So let's take the board out and see what the board looks like. Where did that screw go? There it is. Screw was like, I'm going to disappear on you. You know, usually this has more than one screw holding it in. That's why I think somebody was working on this and said, screw it, we're just going to get another one. Because there's places for other screws that are missing. Oh, there's another one right there. But yeah, I still think there was other screws that's already been taken out. Why don't you get a drill? I had a drill. One that I loved. I actually got it from Harbor Freight, and I loved it. It was a great drill. I had probably about $2,000 worth of tools stolen from me recently. So yeah, I'm suffering with that right now. Can you feel my pain? Anyway, so we're going to try to get this board out of here without removing anything else yet, because it's just the way I want to do it. I always do things difficult. That's what every one of my ex-girlfriends have said. Now, my wire cutters are way over there, but these are thin enough wires. We're going to just cut it with a little pair of scissors. As close to the board as I can get. As close to the board as I want to, because every ounce to me counts. And every ounce of those wires count. So there's the board. We're going to pull the wire out. So this is just a low-grade wire. It's actually at my scrapyard. If it bends and stays like that, it's actually, no matter how thin it is, it's considered #1 insulated. But that is so thin on there. I'm probably pretty sure they're going to say it's #2. So we'll put that in the #2 bin a little bit here. Let's take a look at the board. The board is incredible. Look at that. We got some crystals. We got some capacitors. This is for a little board. This has got a lot of stuff on it. This is almost looks like, what do you guys think? So you get a medium grade, even though it's small. Yeah. I know we got some gold fingers right there. So yeah, this is going to go with my boards to be looked at and figured out later. But look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. I don't even know what this is. It almost looks like gold down in there. I don't know what the heck that is. Is it anything, guys? Worth even just throwing this in tin shred? Alright, so there's the board. Have a good look at it. If I can get it into the camera there. And in focus. And everything else I'm having a problem with today. Yeah, so we'll figure that one out later. Alright, so I can say that this has been worked on because this is really loose here. I can open it up with my fingers. I can unscrew her with my fingers here. Let's see here. Pop this out. Now this is going to take a little bit of extra cleaning when I'm said and done and you're no longer watching me. But that is definitely a copper or a brass. It's really heavy, so that might be a copper. I don't know. I'll have to really check that out. Sorry. So yeah, but it's got some garbage on the bottom of it, some metal. So yeah, that's metal. I got to clean all that off of there. Yeah, that whole thing right there is actually metal. From the circular part of it all the way. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Look at that. Look at that. It's sticking, so that's just steel. And the very tip, the nipple thing there, that's brass. Look at that. What a rip. Cheap people. Alright, so, and of course, this bolt more than likely, it's, oh no, look at that. That's more cast aluminum on these nuts. What? These nuts. Anyway, so let's undo this one. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Alright, so that really kind of sucks. Let me test this one out. Same thing, right? Yeah, that whole thing is steel. That so sucks. Except for the nipple part, the very top tip, that's brass. So I'll have to get my little pinchers and take care of that. That kind of sucks. Alright, so here's what it is, right? And of course, let's test this again just to make sure. Yep. So what we got left over is, got a couple screws we'll take out and put on my magnet. So basically this pressure sensor is what it is. A nice heavy piece of cast aluminum. Unfortunately, two of these, that the whole thing, even though it's got like a fool's look to it, is steel, except for the nipple. The very top, that's brass. That kind of sucks. Then we got, sorry, you gotta keep looking, don't look at the wound on my hand if it bothers you that much. Then we got cast aluminum nuts. A nice board with some pretty things on it that I'm going to hold on to. And piece of shred plastic there with shred in it, and another big piece to cover that is also cast aluminum. So there you go. That's what's inside a wet pressure sensor. Wow. Now you know. Also, you know what else is inside here?
Like, share, and subscribe, and tell all of your friends about the Eco Guys Tiger Recycling channel. Like, share, and subscribe, and be a really cool person.
Wow. I would take that advice. Peace, love, strength. Y'all, stay green, get wild. I'll see you on the next breakdown. Go ahead and give it to me. Sorry. Bye-bye. It's all right?
It's alright.